YouTube, it's the Mad Kelp. How's everybody doing on first day, Sunday? My brother, north of the border, Crazy Canuck, has been shaming me because he's been posting all of his gardening videos, and I've been a slacker and have not posted anything since the spring. So, I'm going to show you what we've been doing here in Mad Kelp land. So, a couple of small pepper seedlings that I started that I just put out here. Here's my Roma tomatoes, which I had no idea got blossom end rot this year. And I thought I was going to lose the whole harvest until I talked to my buddy Daniel, who's a gardener extraordinaire, and told me that I should put Tums in my garden soil because they were missing calcium. And lo and behold, I'm getting huge amounts of beautiful Roma tomatoes but no blossom end rot. So, quick tip for you there. More Romas. And then these are beefsteaks, and peppers, and broccoli, and more beefsteaks, and more beefsteaks, and more peppers. And then this is one of the apple tree bins that's going to have cilantro in it, just hasn't come up yet. And this is another one of the apple tree bins which has lemon basil in it that I harvested a bunch of and still have more to harvest, as you can see. And here's more peppers, and those are radishes that I let go to seed, and they're about ready to pick. Brussels sprouts, oregano, and then the apple trees, which are going into holes this fall. So that's the porch garden. Let's take a look at the main garden, shall we? So here we are in the main garden, and here are peas, which I had to replant because the deer got most of them because we had crappy fence set up, and the dog went out through the holes and the deer just laughed at it and jumped over. So now we have 5 foot of steel braid fencing up, which has proven difficult for them. Potatoes, which as you can see are laying over, which means that they're ready to harvest. So they'll get harvested this week. And probably won't get as many as Crazy Canuck got, but you know, it's everything is trial. Some lettuce, which is doing beautifully, thank you very much. And I swear I weeded this place last week. Looks like I need to weed it again, doesn't it? It's amazing how fast that stuff grows. So anyway, onions, some carrots, 3 different kinds of bush beans, some more peppers, some pole beans, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful strawberries, my asparagus, which I should be able to eat next year, some more little tiny crappy looking pole beans. They don't like where they are, so I'm going to have to augment that soil. So, greenhouse. Here's the greenhouse. Look at this. Everything in here is growing like crazy. I've got tomatoes, I've got peppers, these are beefsteaks. As you can see, they're growing like crazy, but they have no fruit on them. Here's another thing I learned from my buddy Daniel. They were too hot. I had the door closed, so they need to have it a little bit cooler. And I took 2 tablespoons of Epsom salts in a gallon of water and sprayed them all over the leaves. And wouldn't you know it, they're starting to produce blossoms right now. So we're going to do that again in a week or so, and hopefully we'll have a huge crop of tomatoes and peppers out of here. So, and here, garlic and onions that I planted. And here's a tip for you. Don't plant your garlic and your onions in the greenhouse, because they sort of get too hot, wither and die. Oh well, we learn, right? Next year it'll be different. Pots that I have for fall garden stuff: cabbage, Brussels sprouts, peas, beets, carrots. So that's all what we're growing now. Life is good. And here, last but not least, is the bean harvest from today. Some wax beans, purple beans, Kentucky Wonder beans that I washed off. They're drying now, and then they will get blanched, frozen, and then when I have the harvest completed, they will be canned. So we will have canned green beans through the winter. Every time I do this, every time I I pull stuff out of the garden and I look at this, I remember the Father's provision and blessing. I remember that even though I put in some effort, none of this is by my hand. It is all from the hand of the Most High. So, remember, anytime you pull anything out of your garden, to thank your Father, who gave you the seed and gave you the soil and gave you the rain, so that you might eat and you might have bounty. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing, isn't it? Okay, so this is the Mad Celt out. Go do something. Go put a seed in the ground. Put some water on it. See what happens. Shalom.